I have so much to tell you. I have so much to tell you. Okay. As you can tell by me running around the community garden like an absolute freaking psychopath, I have so much to tell you. And I'm so excited and I'm low key freaking out and I don't even know what to do with myself. So I'm just going to spit it out. I got accepted to this writing residency in France. I cannot even believe it. I've been following this residency for years, just thinking it looked like a dream come true, never even once thinking that I would apply for it. And then I saw that the applications were open this year, and I was like, you know what? Who cares? I might as well apply. Like, what worst that can happen is say no, and I've been rejected a million and one times in my life. So at this point, it's literally no sweat off my back. And so I applied for it. Honestly, forgot about it as soon as I applied. Like, I was not expecting a yes. I wasn't even awaiting an answer. For me, it was like just a practice in doing something that I'm scared to do. And I was at home sick this Tuesday, dealing with a terrible cold, just like feeling so out of it. And it felt like a fever dream. I got an email and they said, congratulations, you fucking made it. You were one of the people that we accepted for our 2026 residency program. And first of all, I'm freaking out, as you can see, but also, like, it is in a castle. I think it's in the south of France. It's like, I don't even know. It's like 3 weeks of being with other artists and other writers and just being immersed in our art, working what we're all meant to do. And literally, I just cannot even believe it. So you might be thinking, okay, well, I know you're a coach and I know you're a tarot reader. What the hell are you doing at an artist residency? So I actually got accepted to the writer's residency, and it's because I've been keeping a little secret from you. And I wasn't even planning on sharing it until this project was completely done. But like, obviously, now is the time. I have been writing. It started out as something that I thought was going to be kind of like a workbook or like an ebook or something small, but I've already written over 40 pages and I don't even think I've scratched the surface. And so I'm not too worried about length with this, but I'm writing something. I'm writing something. Maybe it's a book, maybe it's a mini book. I don't know. I don't know. But it is all about being a femme black sheep. And when I first started coaching, I did a lot of coaching for South Asian women, and femmes. And one of my favorite programs that I ever created was for South Asian women and femmes. And it was about learning how to trust ourselves and learning all the ways that as South Asians and as women and femmes, we have learned to not trust ourselves. And slowly but surely, this was like going on in the back of my mind. Like, I know I care about feminism, but I'm also non binary and I also have a lot of male clients. I think that we need to have more of a symbiosis in the coaching world that isn't dissected by the gender binary. And so I've been focusing on that for a while. But like I said, in the back of my mind, oh my God, there's a giant spider right next to me. In the back of my mind, I've had this idea that I need to keep working on this because I am so passionate about it. What I realized that I've been burning to say and burning to teach is the idea of alchemy. Alchemy has been something that has created the foundation of my life, going from someone who didn't grow up with much, didn't grow up with support, has no siblings, just felt so isolated and so alone and like such a colossal failure most of my life. I realized that I I had no choice but to turn it into something else. And I felt like a different person. Like, I felt like I had something to offer, but nothing around me was showing me that I did. Nothing around me was reflecting my value. So I realized I was going to take all the disappointment and all the hurt and all the pain and all the bullshit that had been forced upon me my entire life and turn that into something. Turn that into gold. Turn that into motivation, into a business, into art, into a life that I actually wanted to live instead of the one that I had been told I had to live. And from that, I realized, like, not only has this been the basis of my entire adult life, but I want to teach this. This is what I want to talk about because Black sheep are inherently alchemists, cycle breakers are inherently alchemists. But even more than that, women have been taught even more not to trust ourselves, not to go on our unique paths, to just become mothers and wives and become silently in the background of other people's lives and other people's goals and dreams. And that is something that obviously I disagree with, but looking at the state of the world, we're just headed more and more in that direction, and it's terrifying. So what I've been focused on writing is a book on alchemy for femme, black sheep, and cycle breakers. And this has been something that I am just loving. Like, it I feel like I'm pouring my heart and soul out into this book. And it's not just writing or teaching, it's interactive. Like it includes rituals and spiritual practices and different things that you can do that are low income based. Because most of my life, I have grown up low income. And that means that I don't have all of the things. I don't have a million and one resources. I don't have endless amounts of time to pour into my spiritual practice. I don't have endless amounts of money to go buy every last herb and tool on a whim. I don't think that that's what makes spirituality, right? Witches and spiritualists have been able to thrive in harsh conditions and in low income backgrounds forever. And I feel like us and social media and society today has taken us so far from that, that my biggest goal with this book has been through the practical side of it, through the rituals, through the simple practices that I teach, that they can be low income based, that you don't need 3 pages worth of tools to do a working or to do something that's going to make you feel good, you know? And so that's a big part of what I'm writing. And that's what I'm going to be writing at this residency. So, like I said, I found out this really amazing news on Tuesday this week. And today is Sunday. And I started to get an absolute sinking feeling in my stomach after getting this news because obviously I'm insanely excited and just so proud of myself and like in a complete state of shock and disbelief. But I am also not sure if I can do it, if I can go. And like energetically, spiritually, I'm already there. But there is also a cost to this program. And I got awarded a grant, which is amazing. And that took off a chunk of what I would need to pay. And I'm incredibly grateful for that. Like, I never could have seen this coming, that not only did I get accepted, but I also got a grant to be there. Like, this feels like a divine, universal, spiritual blessing. Like, I can't even believe it. But even with the grant, there is a significant amount of money that I would have to pay to be able to go. And the payments are split up into 3 separate chunks. And the first chunk I can definitely pay for with my business income. And I've been saving my business income, and this is the perfect reason to use it, right? Like, this is what it's for. But I still have 2 pretty hefty payments to make until then. Make after that, and one is due November 15th of this year, and the other one is due December 15th of this year. So there's also not a lot of time to be able to save up or to be able to figure out how I'm going to make this money. And that is when I started feeling an impossible churning pit in my stomach, because I knew that there was really only one other thing that I could do other than trying to earn money and doing my best to put myself out there. I had to ask for help, and that is terrifying. And for the last few days, even in making this video, I have felt sick to my stomach. I don't even know what to do, because as a hyper independent black sheep, as an only child, as someone that has had to rely on myself my entire life, other than taking years to learn how to rely on my incredible partner as well, I don't rely on anyone. I have friends and people in my life that I love. I feel supported by people in my life, but I don't like asking for help. I don't like needing things. And that's been something that I've been working on for quite some time. But this feels like the ultimate test and the ultimate push in that direction. So, first things first, I'm not just straight up asking for donations. Although, if you do feel called or if you feel like my work has helped you, I would more than appreciate it. I am running a massive sale on my website. So, as you know, I'm a self worth coach, I'm a tarot reader, and I have one on one virtual sessions. So I have hour-long self-worth coaching sessions, I have hour-long tarot readings, and half-hour-long readings. And for all of those, I'm running a massive 50% off sale from now until December 10th. So if you've ever felt called to work with me, or to sit down in a reading with me, or to just work on a problem that you have, whether it's people pleasing or hyper independence like this, or just anything that you feel like is standing between you and your ultimate worthiness, this is the time to book with me. It is going to be 50% off, like I said, with the code residency. So that is an incredible way that I am possibly looking at making the money that I need to get there. And I'm going to put up all the details on the screen for what is due on my November 15th payment and what is due on my December 15th payment. The other exciting news is I do have a number of vending events. So if you don't already know, I do a number of events in Colorado where I'm a vendor, and sometimes they go incredibly well, sometimes they don't go as well. But I'm going to be doing them anyway. So, pretty much all of the proceeds from all of these events, outside of my operating costs or what I need as the bare minimum to run my business or to pay taxes, is also going to be going towards this program. So, that's huge. But again, like I said, it's unpredictable. And with the deadlines being so close, it's hard to know exactly what I'm looking at or what I'm going to be able to make when this is all said and done. So, those are two ways that I'm thinking of making money. If you, like I said, would like to support me, or if you would like a coaching program or a tarot reading and you want to book that at full price, you don't have to use the code. That would be amazing. But again, I'm just nervous. I'm nervous asking for help. I'm nervous putting myself out there in like a vulnerable state because I'm so used to doing everything on my own. And yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of like fumbling through this part because I'm just not used to it. Last thing that I want to say is that speaking about sharing my journey and speaking about speaking about this journey of abundance has been noticing my need to control and noticing my need to scramble or to make things happen. I talked about how I'm hyper independent at the start of this video, and I have been asking more and more from my guides, from myself, from my intuition to show me the ways that I sabotage myself, show me the ways that I I don't do what I should be doing. They've been answering those calls, and I have become so aware of the ways that I stop myself short. And one of those would have been not ever making this video. And it has literally, I had to clear my entire schedule on this weekend day and spend the entire day anxious, like just nervous about making this video because, like I said, I don't ask for help. I don't always share everything that's going on in my life. And it's been really, really hard for me to get myself here. Even though it's like I'm in the most abundant place ever, I'm in a place that I love. And I don't know, but it's still so hard for me to do this, even though it might look easy or it might look natural. I don't know. But the point is that through these moments of awareness, I've realized how much I tend to control when I'm being asked to do the opposite. I feel like I need to scramble. I feel like I need to be hyper independent and do every single piece of everything all on my own. I feel like I can't trust anyone to, actually help me. Or if they do, then they have ulterior motives. And all of these things are, things that we've learned, or at least I've learned from my journey as a black sheep and as a cycle breaker. We've have it like we are all born wanting to be loving and trusting, and then life happens and we realize that that's not always the safe option. And because of that, we put up all of these barriers, and we just like, I don't know, we close ourselves off, right, from abundance. We close ourselves off from receiving because every time we've held those doors open, we've been hurt in the past. And that's a big part of my story many times over. I've noticed that in this journey, as soon as I got the news and I got incredibly excited, and then I started to figure out, how am I going to do this? How is this going to be possible? And starting to either not believe it or starting to feel like if it is possible, I have to do everything. I have to do everything my own. I have to work around the clock or put all these burdens on myself. And I'm the only person that can do it because no one's going to care as much as me. No one's going to be as invested as I am. And while to certain levels that might be true, this is my life and my career, so I would hope that I'm invested, or even more invested than others would be in it. But I feel like this is a massive universal call and wake up that I can't do this alone. And not just this not just this particular opportunity or this journey, but anything. Like I can't be a self-worth coach for Black Sheep alone. I can't be a podcast host and do everything alone, right? Like I need to work with people. I need to be around people who inspire me. I need to connect with other people who want to support me, who I can support back. I need to be around other artists and other writers, and I need to fuel that fire, right? I also need to trust that the universe has my back and that I am not alone in my goals and dreams. And if anything, the universe is showing me that by helping me get accepted in the first place, or by dropping this massive opportunity in my lap. So my normal response would be to scramble to figure out how I can work overtime to do something that's going to put me in a deeper state of exhaustion, or in just overworking myself, or putting a burden on myself and making something that should be so joyful and exciting into something that's just a fuel for stress, because I don't know any other way. And my work in this, I'm realizing, is that I have to take a step back, because there's no way that I can make this all happen on my own anyway. So I need to not try. I need to not burden myself and push myself into exhaustion and overworking and stress. I need to open up myself in a deeper level to receiving, and not just from you, but from the universe, from all the things that I don't think are possible, right? Like, this is already an impossible situation in a way. So why would I try and bog it down by realistic thoughts? It doesn't make any sense. And I know that that is my work in this journey. So that's also part of me documenting this process, is I want to update you on where I am on my goals. And of course, if I'm able to go, then I want to share that with you too. Um, this is a practice in unlearning control and in unlearning hyper independence. And it's hard. It's really hard. And I feel like a lot of you might relate to this as well. But um, yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for witnessing me, and thank you for letting me share. And to recap, there's three major ways that you can help me. One is to book a tarot reading or a coaching session with me. You can use the code residency for half off, or book it full price. Whatever you feel like doing would be incredible. For coaching sessions and tarot readings also, like, by the end of it, I see the stress and the weight just melt off of my clients. I see their eyes and their hearts like reopen to a world of possibility. And that is the most exciting thing for me. That's why I've done this work for years. That's why I've never strayed, even when it's been hard, or even when I haven't had clients. It's because I know this work matters so deeply. And the way that I've seen my clients be impacted by it, even after one session, is something that, like, truly reminds me of why I do this in the first place. So there is real value behind these coaching sessions and behind these readings, and I'll share more about that in the future. The other way that you can help me is also by purchasing the Worthiness Blueprint. So I've been so busy and so much has been going on that I haven't even been able to truly share this incredible course that I created this year. I launched it just about a month ago, but it is everything you need to know as a Black sheep who is working on their self-worth. So it includes everything you need to know, from talking about conditional love to talking about how your parents expected you to be perfect and how that's impacting you today. I also shared an EFT round. So not only do you get to learn EFT and now use that as a lifelong practice, but I walk you through an EFT round. I also included an interactive journal so that you can answer journal prompts throughout every single topic that I talk about, to make it relevant to you, to make it matter in your own life, so that you can unplug these harmful coping mechanisms that you've learned and start to create a more sustainable foundation for coping mechanisms, or for just how you treat yourself and how you talk to yourself in the future. And on top of EFT, I also created a 1 hour somatic routine that is low mobility friendly and depression friendly. And as someone who has struggled with depression many times in my life, anxiety, even agoraphobia, these practices are vital to me. I don't always have the energy or the desire to do intense, high intensity somatic work. And while that is incredible and has a lot of benefits, it's not the only way that you can benefit from somatic work. And so this has been one of my true gifts in sharing this, is being able to create something that you can enter into at any moment, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how depressed or sad or low you feel. This exercise is there to support you. And all of this is yours for $50. It's an evergreen self-paced course, so you can work through it at your own time. You can keep the resources, and it's something that is genuinely so amazing. And I, again, can't wait to share more about it in the future, but that's called the Worthiness Blueprint. And that is something that you can also purchase on my website for $50. I do also have a payment plan for that. So you can purchase it for $15 a month for 3 months, totaling to $45. So those are two ways that you can support me. And the third is just by sharing, just by telling other people that you know, or if you've had a tarot reading with me before, you can leave a comment with a review or email me at roshni@blacksheepexperience.com with a review of that reading. You can tell people that you know who you think would benefit from a reading or from a coaching session. You can just share this video online to anyone that you think would want to watch it, or to anyone who you think would want to help support me in my goal of getting there. So I am just so honored again to even be here and to even have this opportunity at my fingertips. And I just want to thank you, whether you have been a long time lurker or whether you are someone that I know well, or if you're a friend or someone who I've worked with or a previous client. I just want to say thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you so much for being here, for witnessing me. And I love you so much. And I can't wait to continue to share more of this journey with you. Bye.